Rafa Alarmaz. No, just kidding. Rafa Martinez of Alarmaz.
In the house.
Alarmaz, sorry.
So welcome to Some Pumpkin Studio, Rafa.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell the jokes in this interview.
I'll back down. The dad jokes will stay.
Not if I can beat you to the punchline. So yeah, welcome to Some Pumpkin Studios. Yeah. Welcome to Zzyzx Sundaze, our first live interview.
What?
Woo! Of this year. Thank you for joining us.
I was the only guy excited there, like, yeah. Woo.
Well, no, it's just that clapping is a hot sort of, he's getting it. Thank you, Rafa.
So, Rafa,
yes.
I mean, first of all, how's 2025 treating you so far?
I went outdoors today, and the weather was just perfect, and that's 2025. It was raining, but yet there was clouds. It's a cleansing type of 2025, a new beginning. 2025 is treating me one of the best years so far.
Oh,
it's like 2024 was great, and 2025 started even better. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
it's great to hear.
When I got here to Some Pumpkin Studios, my nostrils and my lungs and my throat getting cleansed by the strong smell of damp eucalyptus, as Kimberly told me. I knew it was damp leaves, but it's trees. It's wet trees.
Oh, I thought you were going to say pot.
No. This is a family show.
I think pot is better hot, not wet.
I've never
hot and dry.
I've never cursed on this show. I'm a good.
I'm not going to stereotype you, man, but sorry I put that up. Just a joke.
No, you're funny. No, I love pot. You got me. I've been read. He's got my number.
So wonderful. So how are you manifesting your destiny this year?
Oh, yeah, the press forward. How are you pressing forward, man?
This is how I press forward. I wake up. I wake up with gratitude. I press forward and I just thank. First of all, I thank myself for being in good health and having a nice, comfortable bed to sleep on.
Love that bed.
Having my fingers to play the guitar. Having my feet to walk. So that's how I manifest things. It's just through gratitude. And one time, a son, formerly known as Pablo, he's an Aztec dancer, good friend of mine. And I was having issues, things happening, bad things. And he goes, you know what? Write on a piece of paper, write gratitude and put it right by your bed. Changed my life.
Do you write it on a piece of paper or a Post-it note?
It was a piece of paper. I wrote it on a bed.
I feel like a Post-it note is like, you could just like scatter gratitude all over your wall.
It's just a reminder to say that to yourself in the morning. But Post-it note is too small. Like I wrote it big in a bigger piece of paper.
Yeah, so you could it's a poster.
Yeah. So I wrote it down, and then I wrote it down on the bed of where I stay with my mom when I have to take care of her. And it was really good, but somebody took it down over there. So that's okay.
Rude. Like it could have helped you too, dude. But whatever.
They're not doing too good.
Well.
So that's a great question. I can go on that for a long time, expand it to the most I could go on through infinity with that question. But if you have other questions, let me know.
No, that's an excellent advice for people who are trying to just get up in the morning these days. Right. California has gone up to a rough start 2025 for some people, and I think that's an excellent tip for everybody.
Yeah, in the wake, be grateful. Shoot, I guess.
Be so grateful for what you have. And yes, what happened recently, who knows when you're watching this, but this is in January of 2025. And there was all these fires, incendios, to translate around the neighborhood in Pacific Palisades and in Altadena and parts of Hollywood. And they came really close to our neighborhoods. I live by a hillside. I was very scared. I became like very cautious that things can just change in seconds. In seconds. So, it's just be grateful for the people you have in your life. Gratitude. And the community. Can I go into the community about what happened with these fires? About like the positive thing?
Sure, because we are
gratefulness.
Definitely
staying on
vibing on that.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, people I had known. For example, this guy he plays a lot at this place called Jewel Universe, and he had just happened so fast. He could only have grabbed like 4 or 5 of his guitars and ran out of his mobile home. And everything went up in flames. But the way he put it, when I saw him, he was so happy, and he said, "You know what? The other guitars, I offered them to the spirit world."
Wow.
Yeah. And so what I've seen is that people have been so helpful. You know, it's brought the community closer together. So the best thing I've seen out of this is brought the community so close. I feel there's more love, more. You feel the compassion of the people. Doesn't even pay attention to the news or the looters or whatever. It brought more people I knew. It just brings them more closer. More people are hugging each other. Mm-hmm. You know?
Which, God, we needed after the pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm constantly going up to people like, do I elbow? Do I high five? Do I...
I want to hug you, both of you right now.
But all right, let's do it. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. we're wired in right now. We'll hug at the end.
This is like, to make pretend I'm hugging both of you.
Oh, air hug.
Yes.
Bring it in. Bring it in.
So it brought the community closer. The outpouring of support, of help. I love my community more. I see that people are really there with each other. No matter what is happening in the greedy world, we can talk about that later. This is what's important. Your family and friends, the support you get. I went to the evacuation center to offer some support, but they're all booked up. Isn't that a great news? They're just, the Red Cross is full of volunteers.
Stop. We're done. We have enough volunteers. We have enough stuff. You can only donate these certain kinds of things because at this point we're all full of and I was like, oh, wow, I am, like I said, impressed.
You're impressed. And then I was at the evacuation. People were in line to write checks. Wow. And then I also offered myself to perform up there and everything.
Did you?
No, they put me on a waiting list.
Heckin'. Oh, good. That's so your future fire relief performance.
Performance, yes.
I love that. Thank you.
And you mentioned that people trying to get to know you better. Well, let's help our listeners get to know you a little bit better.
Oh yeah, we've got shit prepared. Damn it!
Oh no, like you say, you're gonna gang up on me.
I'm gonna grill you.
So
you're cooked.
We've known you. We've known your musical style for about 2 years now. Mm-hmm. It's very eclectic and global. Who inspires you musically?
I go back to the past, and I like musicians that changed music. Revolutionary
trendsetters. Kind of.
Revolutionary musicians that changed music. That music or rock or pop music wouldn't have never been the same. Wouldn't be the same without them. It wouldn't have existed. Mm-hmm. So, first of all, Jimi Hendrix.
My favorite.
He uses all his body. I like to use my whole body in music. Mm-hmm. So I like to use my feet. I like to use my hands. My body to dance. If you see him, he's using everything. I'm like, I understand you, brother.
One-man band here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're using everything. He's doing the wah here. He's playing here. He's using this here. He's experimenting. The whole body is a temple. Is a whole temple and vibrating music. Exuding from your vibration through your aura to people. So that's why, number one, Jimi Hendrix. As
excellent choice.
And he was very in solo and everything that he does. He's like also a solo artist. So that's number one. I think the next one would be Led Zeppelin because they were so experimental, and they never did songs the same live. This whole thing about you got to do like in new pop culture, you got to do songs exactly the way they are on the radio. Why?
I mean,
this is
it
a
just
live
takes
experience.
away from the experience. Yeah.
Right.
You want to hear a variation of some sort, an interpretation.
An interpretation. Yeah. It's like you're like you're like you can't have fun if you're trying to sing exactly. You have to have variation in your live performances.
Yeah, I love it because some of the performances that I have witnessed where you featured, it has that jam sesh vibe to it, and then you even include the audience in your performances sometimes. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to say what, who's going to sing what, who's going to play what instrument. Yeah. So I love the invitation to vibe differently each time.
Yeah, I do that in two ways. First of all, I like to make dance music because when people dance, they're also interacting with me. Mm-hmm. I feel the vibe more when people dance. Mm-hmm. And then a step above that. An extra credit thing is like if they could chant. The chants are kind of pre-planned, but they can chime in. Feel like they're part of the music. And so saying that, continue with that. Another important artist, Cat Stevens. Mm-hmm. Yes, and so he just had a sense of lyrics, in touch with compassion and himself and the people. Just not just all materialism. He's just really in touch with people. Another eclectic band is The Clash. Mm-hmm. The Clash was very eclectic, and they incorporated a lot of reggae into their music, dance music. They started out political, very conscious, mm-hmm. And I like that about them. They're very socially conscious about The Clash, and that's part of my music too.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And then the eclectic way also of that different things he makes, David Bowie. So I think these people that we had in line, and how they influence music, the music today wouldn't been the same without them.
Mm-hmm. He's got a top 5. I was counting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It was interesting to me that you mentioned how The Clash does a lot of different genres, because one, I haven't delved into them enough to really understand that aspect of them, but you started with Hendrix.
Yeah.
And you were like, he uses his whole body, and that's, and it's interesting because it also lines up with another thing that I see you do, which is a very full range of genres. You use your range of genres. You're able to put wherever the fuck you want, where it belongs, and how it sounds, that whole thing.
And a list of new ones to come that I've just, they're not out yet, but they're in the works. Just, yeah. It's sort of like chemistry. You're mixing two like things together, or you think of yourself like a cook. Mm-hmm. You mix different ingredients, different flavors. How are you ever going to come up with something new? So I kind of think of myself almost like a chemist or like a cook. I'm more like a experimentalist or borderline mad scientist.
I was just going to go for inventor.
I love invention. Mm-hmm.
I get the next question, right, Kimberly?
Go for it.
Okay. When did you start writing music specifically?
Writing music.
Not time period, but specifically the act of writing music versus... Okay, go on.
Yeah. There was a little music box.
Ooh.
Well, before that, I got my first guitar at 12.
There you go.
Okay, so that was just messing and playing with music. Like the first song I ever did was "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" on a one-string little toy guitar called a Star guitar.
I mean, hello. Yeah. Keeping with the theme. Yeah.
And so, but when I started to see, I want to write music, there was a little little box, and when you played it, it had this theme like da 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 da. Anyways, and I just put my own lyrics to that little melody.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what melody it was, or just?
It was probably a song. It sounded like a cabaret song from like the 1920s or something. I
don't know. I'm getting more of a ska reggae vibe from you right now.
So
I wonder if that is the first song that you remember writing.
Yes.
Do you remember anything? Any lyrics? I don't remember my first song at all.
It was just something that I just started to put down. It was nothing like tremendously Whatever happened to you? You're with Harry and Lou. I used to love you and to squeeze you in my arms. But when you said goodbye, I just sat there and cried. Oh, baby, what should I do?
Wow.
Damn right I got that fucking question.
I still remembered it.
My question. I know. That's why I was like, it might just happen.
That was good. I can't believe I remember that. Man, I thank you for that actually gave me some good confidence that I'm not losing my memory.
That part, and among other things, it's like it's a root of yours.
Right.
It's a genesis. It's important, because like I said, I can't. I must have written a song so that was after you got your guitar at 12.
That was like after maybe like a year after that, and then just some guy had this little music box, Yeah, when you twist it like this and it plays.
Oh, I had a couple, yeah. But yeah, I was 13 when I wrote my own song. There's no way I could recollect what I said. So
early Rafa.
I know, right?
Inspirations.
13.
I had a friend too. I had a friend. Christian, I hope he watches this.
Oh, I was gonna say Bobby and Lou and Squeeze. Okay.
And so, for my nephew, we all lived together, in my mom's house, and my sister had a baby. His name was Brian, and then Brian was around 6, but my sister, his mom, bought him a little toy drum set, right? Mm-hmm. So I used to jam with that little string guitar. 12 years old, And then my friend Christian, who was just 12, 11.
If you're listening, Christian.
He used to come and jam on that little toy drum set.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm just mad that you got to totally started a band. And I've never been in a band. So
it was just we were just messing around, and we were just young people that liked punk. We were since we liked the Dead Kennedys at that time, it was it was the Dead Reagans. we were called the Dead Reagans.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm walking away from the interview. I really, take it from here, Kimberly. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
When and why?
Yeah. So when and why, Rafa? We must know. You involve the community, your audience, in your songs sometimes.
Community song. But I know you call it audience participation.
Yeah, audience participation. And if any of you were at our second Zzyzx Sundaze podcast anniversary at Avenue 50 Studio last August, he performed an audience a participation piece.
Yeah.
But we want to know, when and why did you decide to involve audiences in your performances?
Because when I go see bands, I get bored. I'm like, okay, all right.
An inventor, a solution to the problem.
And they're like, okay, all right, you're a rock star, very good. I'm not even dancing. Do something, say something where we can sing with you or something,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I just get bored and go, I don't want people to get bored. I want to be excited to hear the music and be part of it. So that's how the idea of that came about.
Dude, and as a concert goer, I thank you. Because seriously, I mean, I went to see Rolling Stones at SoFi. Coldplay got people on their feet, but Rolling Stones at SoFi was so can we? I wasn't even sitting down. I walked away from my seat. I was like, I need to dance somewhere. Yeah. And thankfully there's space, but it was just it was weird, Yeah. And that is a problem I've had with most concerts, that I'm like, why are we not? You got to be in a dive bar to dance. You can't just do it at a stadium concert. People are going to be like, oh, you're weird.
Music.
Thank you, Rafa.
You also always bump into somebody and they drop their beer.
Awkward.
Music is inspiration. You get people pumped up, Hey,
pump it up.
All right. Get on your feet, let's clap. Get the energy pumping, get the blood going through your veins,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I love dancing. And
Kimberly dancing? Get up.
Oh, you just
show us your shimmy.
Well,
you just here at the party?
Well, you missed quite a party.
Oh, true.
Last month. But don't worry, I hope there'll be more in the future.
That is coming up.
That was off the hook.
That is coming up.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler alerts.
Yes.
So I get the last one. Why did you add the Z?
Oh, okay. This is very simple.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Because when we met you,
yes,
it was Alarmaz.
Yes.
You kept the caps.
Very simple answer. Okay, so when you search Alarma on Google or YouTube, on Spotify, everywhere, you totally would not find me.
Yeah.
There's a lot Alarmas.
It's just too common.
It's too common. You get all these alarm companies in Spanish. Then you get the Spanish newspaper. That is Alarma.
Yeah,
but that's Alarma exclamation point.
Right, but that would come up. So it's too common. You would get lost. So my idea, I said, how about if I put a Z? I kind of researched it. Right after I did that, bam, look me up right now. You put Alarmaz, I come up right away. Spotify right away. YouTube right away. Google right away.
How many
it totally has helped my, marketing.
But is Alarmaz plural?
It is plural.
And then I'm also having trouble with, for me, when I do Spanish, speak Spanish, okay. Z sounds like an S. Like, I know it's a Z, but I say Alarmas. Is that wrong?
That's fine.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the way it looked, actually.
And it's a very, it's the last letter of the alphabet. It's a good one, to, differentiate yourself. And then my favorite thing about it is that it is plural. It fosters a sense of community. You're all about audience participation, damn it. And hello.
Yeah. Yeah, we're together in this whole thing.
We figured it out.
Why did I call it Alarmaz?
Why and what? When and why. So, recently. Hello.
Well, first of all, it's just really part still of the original name Alarma.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So what it means is waking up consciously,
Ooh.
Your own conscious awareness. You ever woke up and sometimes you just become more aware of like your path, your journey, your purpose. Oh, I see.
For me, it's more of becoming aware of the present. Like having my senses take everything in, and I'm like, okay, I'm here.
That's true. That's true.
Conscious.
Mm-hmm. It has different meaning. Just like an art piece can have many meanings to a person, to different people. Mm-hmm. A lot of us, it's open to your interpretation. But the way I thought of it was opening up your possibilities, your potential. For me, is opening up yourself to your full potential that you are and your purpose. So it's an awakening.
Well, I don't know about you, Sparrow, but I'm ready for some awakening right now.
Getting coffee again? No, I'm just kidding. What?
No, I want my consciousness to be jolted by Rafa's music.
Oh, wait. Okay, so we're going to get to that. But before we get to that, we pushing forward. So we're going to end this interview with Rafa.
Yes.
And we want to introduce Francine Kaplan's poem, Francine Kaplan, Pushing Forward. And thanks for listening. Thank you so much for being here, Rafa.
Okay.
Really appreciate you. Of course, stay tuned, and we're going to hear... Before we go, though...
Yeah, please.
Promote yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Where can people find your music?
On the interwebs, and where will we find you in person?
Okay. Find me on the web at YouTube. Just type in Alarmaz and subscribe. Please subscribe. You hear that all the time, but it's important.
It's like a weird trope at this point, but we all need it. Okay.
It takes less than a second to subscribe. That's how you subscribe.
Yes. Thank you for the tutorial. I needed that.
And,
you need a replay? Anyways. So definitely
YouTube.
Okay, YouTube, then Spotify, Alarmaz, and very important, when you see that eclipse with Alarmaz, that's me.
Yeah. I love the eclipse.
That's the logo.
And follow, okay? YouTube subscribe, Spotify follow.
Yes.
Pre-save, whatever, okay, and then...
so you got Spotify, and then YouTube, and of course Instagram. Type in Alarmaz.